We have an update to a local story that could have nationwide implications in helping to solve the shortage of ventilators in the COVID-19 pandemic. Digi-Key, a worldwide electronic parts distribution center in Thief River Falls, Minnesota, is working with the University of Minnesota and other regional and national companies to start producing ventilators. Here's information just released to iNews from Digi-Key's public relations firm. It says in part, quote, Randall Russell, a vice president of application engineering at Digi-Key, received a call a couple of weeks ago from Dr. Stephen Richardson at the University of Minnesota for help in determining how to make a ventilator work using a bag valve mask bag. This design uses modern BVM and features a mechanical arm that squeezes the bag as a human hand would. The team has been working on this applied for an emergency use authorization from the FDA over the past weekend. This is an authorization by the FDA to use the product during an emergency situation without requiring the product to meet all of the same standards that it would have to during a non-emergency situation. Typically, when hospitals run out of medical-grade automatic ventilators, they must rely on BVMs that require one-on-one manual compression. They have to squeeze and release the bag constantly, and healthcare professionals would become physically exhausted. This design allows a single person to work much longer without tiring and monitor more than one patient simultaneously. Dr. Richardson contacted Digi-Key knowing we have a full line of parts and suppliers looking for help to make it more reliable. Digi-Key has been focused primarily on fixing supply chain issues, including identifying vendors who would quickly turn around the needed components in the next couple of weeks. Primarily, Digi-Key connects different parts and pieces. For example, one of our engineers worked with the team to determine cable assembly and parts, and then sent it overnight so they received it the next day. The ventilator has been tested on several different devices. This is one of the main differentiators between this project and other ventilator projects being talked about right now. This one has been tested quite a bit already, and the others have not. The team is building 20 versions of the 3.1. It's getting more sophisticated. Boston Scientific is going to be heading up the main production of this. Apero out of Fargo is also building some ventilators at the direction of the governor of North Dakota. Digi-Key has been helping them both with supply chain issues and identifying quantities that are available right now. The issue is that most of the bigger, more expensive parts are typically kept around for prototyping and small production quantities. This is kind of an unusual spike in that. We're trying to find sources for parts that will be available within the next few weeks. Typically, with a project like this, you've got many months before real production happens. That is not the case here. As a result, we're trying to find vendors who can do this and explain to them what's happening. Obviously, everyone is really motivated to get parts out to us to help. There are some big-name potential collaborations currently being discussed pending FDA approval. Again, that was from the public relations firm for Digi-Key. Work continues to help solve the problem of a ventilator shortage around the United States. I'm Neil Carlson reporting for iNews.TV.